Igbo Area TV on Ndigbo.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, depending on your time zone. I'm Azuka OJ, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for more updates. Produce Nnamdi Kanu in court or forget Anambra election, Ohanaeze tells Nigerian government. Ohanaeze Ndigbo worldwide on Saturday charged the federal government to ensure that the leader of the Indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, is arraigned in court on October 21, this 2021. The Ohanaeze Secretary General, Okechukwu Isuguzoro, made the call in a statement in Abakaliki, Ebonyi State. He said the government failure to arraign Kanu in court would mar the Anambra state governorship elections slated for November 6. The IPOB leader, who is detained by the Department of State Services (DSS), was arraigned by the government on an 11-count charge of treason, treasonable felony, terrorism, and illegal possession of firearms, among others, at the Federal High Court, Abuja. Isiguzoro noted that the activist's arraignment would end unrest in the Southeast. He slammed the Southeast governors for failing to address the challenges in the region. The statement reads, "The practical steps to ensure peaceful Anambra governorship elections devoid of any kind of violence and chaotic uneasiness is for the federal government to produce Nnamdi Kanu to face his trials in court without further delay. We are ashamed to admit that some of the Southeast governors are now spokesmen for the presidential villa. Their public postures and assertions depicted casually to the traditional norms and cultural heritage of what Igbo is known for. We are embarrassed by the way these governors grant interviews without any consideration of the negative impacts and consequences of their utterances to the public. These shows of shame must end instantly. We are disgusted by the discovery through the governor of Anambra, Willie Obiano, that President Muhammadu Buhari is not in the know or approved of the presidential threats to declare a state of emergency in Anambra. Our suspicion is reinforced by these findings. There are also the possibilities that the President Buhari is not aware of the wavering in the arraignment of Nnamdi Kanu in courts, and the office of the Attorney General should dispute the fact that the office had not been hijacked for rogue operations against the Southeast. If the federal government fails to produce Nnamdi Kanu in court on October 21st, 2021, subsequently, it will be a breeding ground for various reasons why Anambra elections might be marred with irregularities and violence. I don't think there is any excuse this time around. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be in court October 21, unless the government is really happy about the recent happenings in the Southeast, many of which have resulted from keeping the IPOB's leader in custody. The government assured of a speedy trial upon announcing his arrest, which turned out to be actually an abduction. Meanwhile, Buhari needs to really soften his stance on the southeastern region, so the people of that area might have him in their good books. Being a president doesn't really mean you can do all you like, because the powers are in your hands. And by the way, Buhari, you are not dealing with a person, but you are dealing with an ethnicity. You don't know what tomorrow might be, Buhari. This is an advice. Why is President Buhari so biased against Southeast? The administration of President Muhammadu Buhari has been dismissed in many quarters for being tribalistic and nepotistic. The infamous qualities, however, have continually received credence from the number citizens and his foot soldiers in the running of the affairs of the country and its people. The region, said to have been the biggest culprit in Buhari's reign of division, has been the people of Southeast, and analysts have said that the president is unapologetic of his stand. Can you imagine that? It will be recalled that at the inception of his presidency, Buhari unequivocally revealed his intention to create a pariah governance and rule by selection when he hinted before an international press that there was no way he would treat those that gave him 97% vote and those that gave him 5% vote equally. The president was fielding questions from journalists when Dr. Pauline Baker, the president emeritus of the Fund for Peace, inquired about security in the Niger Delta. The exact wordings of our question was, "My question relates to another area of Nigeria that hasn't gotten a lot of attention during this trip, and that is the Niger Delta. It's a challenge that you are going to face. I wonder if you would tell us how you intend to approach it with particular reference to the amnesty, bunkering, and inclusive development." Buhari, who seemed lost at the content of the question, seemed to struggle before replying thus. Here is his reply. "I hope you have a copy of the election results. The constituents, for example, gave me 97% of the vote. Cannot, in all honesty, be treated on some issues with constituencies that gave me 5%. That looks like a rehearsed answer. He just have Igbos in his mouth, how to punish them. I think these are political reality," the president added. The president may have been answering questions relating to the Niger Delta at the time, but his body language and actions subsequently clearly showed he was referring to his relationship with the southeast part of the country, which constitutes the Igbo nation. And the Biafra na Chisinoko. It is worthy of note that prior to the election of 2015, and even before, Buhari has never had the full support of the Southeast, and this has affected his general collation of votes, and to an extent created a political tension between him and the region. Stakeholders have therefore concluded that Buhari's response on that day, just a few weeks after his inauguration, was premeditated, and no action so far from him has proved otherwise. He's just showing it is in his body language to punish the Southeast, and it seems he's also unrepentant of this plan. Matters have, however, come to a different dimension as the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of Federation, Malam Abubakar Malami, unilaterally declared that the federal government would not hesitate to invoke this emergency rule if all avenues of keeping the peace in Anambra State fail before the governorship election set for November 6, 2021 in the state. You could imagine these people and their double standard, as if Anambra is the worst. Anambra is not even compared to any of the northern states in restiveness, and they want to just, they are quick to. I wonder how these people get to power. Anyway, in a swift response, the government of the state, through the Commissioner for Information, Don Adenoba, dismissed such calls as anachronistic, saying that it is outrageous and nothing but politically motivated. He insinuated that the call was an offshoot of the bias on Mr. President has for the Southeast, asking if such states like Borno, Zamfara, Kaduna, and others, heavily ravaged by insurgency attacks, have been given emergency laws. The commissioner, who spoke on Channels TV Politics Today, a current affairs program, was reacting to the state of affairs in the state. About last 2 weeks, suspected hoodlums killed Dr. Chike Akonyere, the widower of the late former Minister of Information and Director General of the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, Professor Dora Akonyere, late. Dr. Akonyere was reportedly shot dead on September 28 alongside 7 others as an ore in the Idemili North local government area of Anambra State. Some areas of the state, including the Nnewi, have also recorded a pocket of violence as the November 6 governorship poll approaches, and as the state governor, Willie Obiano, of the All Progressive Grand Alliance, enters his last month in office after 8 years. Consequently, Malami, after the Federal Executive Council meeting at the Presidential Villa, Abuja on Wednesday said no possibility is ruled out by the government in terms of ensuring the sanctity of our democratic order, in terms of ensuring that our elections in Anambra hold. And you cannot rule out the possibility of the declaration of a state of emergency where it is established, in essence, that there is a failure on the part of the state government to ensure the sanctity of the security of lives, properties, and democratic order, he said. Adenaba went on, he said, there had been a high level of violence in all progressive Congress states, Imo and Ebonyi, in the zone in the last few months, yet emergency rule was not considered by the federal government. Because these are states held by APC. Adenaba Capital Malam is saying Nigerians are outraged by the threat by the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami's son. Since the renewed violence in Anambra State, which we believe is politically motivated, not more than 15 persons have been killed. How many persons have died in Borno, Niger, Kaduna, Yobe, Zamfara, even Imo, which is APC controlled, and Ebonyi, which is also APC controlled? Has anybody threatened emergency rule in any of these states? For the past 7 years, Anambra has remained the safest state, most stable in Nigeria. We remain the only state in the whole country that for the past 7 years has not experienced one single bank robbery. What is going on is politically motivated, and the declaration by the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation is a confirmation. Also, a senior advocate of Nigeria, Paul Ananaba, who spoke on the television program on Wednesday night, said the insecurity experience in Anambra has not degenerated into declaration of an emergency rule. Remember, we are still on Buhari and treatment of Ndigbo. In a statement signed by the State's Commissioner for Information on Ndigbo Forum, has appealed the President Muhammadu Buhari to reverse his perceived hatred for Igbo, as shown in their near exclusion in his government. The group, in its meeting in Enugu, said the president has, since assumption of office in 2015, treated its people as if they were not part of Nigeria. Omife, who said the issue had got to our head, described the exclusion of Ndigbo in the National Security Council until recently, when Major General Lucky Rabo from Delta State was appointed Chief of Defense Staff, as worrisome, including denying them a position of Inspector General of Police. Are you sure Irabo is an Igbo self? Anyway, he said the appointments given to Igbo in the Buratai government, including ministerial portfolios, were miserable. Omife described Igbo as the most populous and patriotic stock in Nigeria, adding that the people are found in every nook and cranny of the country, working assiduously to make the economy work. He said no ethnic group has paid greater price for the unity of Nigeria than Ndigbo. Following the maltreatment meted to Ndigbo, Omife urged Buhari to allow them leave Nigeria, since he would not give them their due share in the country. He said they had to speak out as elders against evil and injustice of the government. This material was by Eric Elezuo. Thank you for listening, and here we draw the curtain on this particular show. Please subscribe to our channel. If you have not subscribed, also click on the bell icon to get our updates. Please share this video widely. This news was read by Azuka Oje. I say bye for now.